Today we are here at the City of Mustang at the Mustang Town Center, and joining me is Susan Dobbins, who is a Canadian County Master Gardener, but you spend a lot of your time right here at the Wild Horse Garden and Market. Susan, tell me a little bit about what all you have going on.
Well, we've been here in Mustang in the Wild Horse Park since about 2015, and this is our latest project.
This is fabulous.
It's a joint collaboration really between the library, the Parks and Rec Department, Canadian County Master Gardeners, and all of the Wild Horse Gardens volunteers.
And I know you have a really nice community garden here that's been here for several years, but this is a lovely addition. Tell me about how do you utilize this greenhouse?
We utilize it, we just started it in March.
Okay.
So we've got it all kitted out, and so we're still learning as we go, but we are using it to grow plants for the community garden. One of our big expenses has been buying plants. And so this year we were able to grow a lot of our seedlings here in the garden, and everybody learned something at the same time.
Yeah, I see you got some of your transplants in there. So are you saving some of the seeds from year to year that way to do that?
We do. We grow a lot of tomatoes, but we have two varieties that really do well for us. One is Snow White, which is a little tiny sweet yellow tomato.
Okay.
And the other is Tommy Toes, which is a red salad tomato. And they're both hard to find in nurseries, but we save the seed from year to year. And in the past, we've struggled to find places to propagate them for us. But this year, we were able to start them all in our community garden.
Do it yourself. Excellent. Well, I know this community garden is not just only providing food for the community, but you guys provide a lot of education here. Tell us a little bit about the programming you have going on.
We do. It's always been really important to us to provide programming. For the last 2 years, we've worked with the Parks and Recreation Department. In the summertime, they have a kids' day camp. And we've had the kids out here one morning a week during the camp. And we really found the kids, we do a little lesson and then we just get out in the garden, and they want to see what's going on that day in the garden. But a lot of our programming this last year has been in service of the greenhouse. Julie's commitment to get us the greenhouse was that we would teach classes for how to grow your own food. And I've done some, the Master Gardeners have done some, and Courtney Keck, our Canadian County Horticulture educator, has done quite a few of them. And we've paid off the greenhouse. We've done a year's worth of programming already, but we're not stopping. We want to continue to have people. This garden is as much about teaching people as it is feeding people.
Right, and you're reaching all ages, from the kids camp to the older citizens that maybe need that fresh vegetables and stuff like that.
We are.
And the health of getting out and doing it too, right? So,
well, and that's where the city's Parks and Rec Department has always helped us in the past, because most of the full-time volunteers are older, and we can't do a lot of the heavy stuff. So we've never had an issue. The city's Parks and Rec will get people out here to do things for us and use their equipment.
I know it's just a thriving place, especially once those tomatoes and the produce really start coming on. And I even see you've got a pollinator garden over there. Was that a project as well?
That was a project of several Girl Scout troops here in Mustang. Okay. It's a sustaining project, so they needed to do something that would go from year to year. So the beds were built by 7, 8-year-old girls and installed with a little help from their parents and from the Master Gardeners, and they've been keeping it up now for, I think it's 4 years.
Okay. Well, I know you've got some classroom spaces out here to do that programming, and you mentioned Julie and Nick were big partners in this, so I'm going to go catch up with them if you don't mind.
That would be great.
Thank you. Joining me is is Julie Slupe, who is with the Mustang Public Library. And Julie, you're kind of the one that got this all started, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. Well, I've been writing grants for a while with the Oklahoma Department of Libraries and the Institute of Museum and Library Services. And it has to do with healthy living. And so I just tried to think of something I could do for the residents of Mustang, and working with Susan, I came up with the idea to get a greenhouse for our garden.
It's fantastic because literally right outside the library you have the community garden, which has been a success for many years now.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what in the grant you kind of proposed for this greenhouse space.
So what I wanted to do is bring awareness to the garden for our group that gardens here, to let them know that if they spend any time in the garden, they can have free food. That was my biggest idea.
Okay, so allowing other people to come in and get different stuff that maybe they couldn't afford otherwise.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about, are you doing programming with the library still going on with the greenhouse?
Yes, definitely. We've been working with the OSU OKC Extension Office and with our community gardeners here, offering programs for years. So it's not something new, it's just something different.
Well, it sounds like this greenhouse has been a big success. So what else is on the horizon?
Well, we always have exercise classes that we offer for free through Parks and Recreation. And then we were thinking about starting a seed garden.
Okay.
And we also do healthy cooking. So all that's
nice
to come.
So really tying everything together.
Yes.
Well, how can people find more information if they're interested in this program?
They can go to the City of Mustang's website, or they can stop by the library.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Joining us next is Nick Bailey, who is with the City of Mustang. And Nick, tell us a little bit about why it was so important for the city to also support this project.
Well, it's just a great thing for our community to be able to have and to participate in, and to use that system in order to give our people more things that they can do here in this town.
Yeah, and I know this is kind of the central hub of everything in Mustang here. You've got so much activity and resources here. You're not only feeding the minds, but also literally feeding them, right?
Yes, exactly, very much so. They can come and volunteer and help out, and then they're able to also take some of that product that they've grown and worked so hard for.
And how are you seeing the citizens responding to it?
Oh, they love it. It's there's always somebody out there walking around looking at it. Even when the garden club's not here, we just drive by one day and there'll be one or two little families out there just walking around looking at the garden.
So can you tell us a little bit about specifically how the city sort of helped with this effort?
Yeah, so Julie came to us with the idea of getting the greenhouse, and we quickly jumped in as a way to also add another element to our garden. So we quickly put in the concrete slab and got the power ran to it, and then also got water and all the other amenities that are needed for it.
So a lot of those city utilities that are necessary.
Yes.
And do I hear there's some progress maybe that there might be a building coming soon?
Yes, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon there'll be a nice big market building coming at some point.
All right, well that's excellent. I know this is a growing facility and we appreciate your effort with all of this.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.